So I think this is the number one best argument against Bitcoin. The fair distribution argument and oh, Bitcoiners are just gonna be a new level of like the same elite and same kind of problems we have in the fiat system. I think it's the number one best argument against Bitcoin. And I think that responding to it needs to increase in a lot of like better ways. And I think that part of the reason why this argument is so powerful is the double-edged sword of the like 21 million only. Like breaking it down to the sound bites of like there's only 21 million. So if you own one whole Bitcoin, you're in the top, like all that. And I did that today, and I do that on lots of videos. Like that is a completely good framing, but you're right. The downside of that is it immediately begs this like follow-up question. And so to me, the antidote to this is, and again, this is funny, but I'm here to like just say new and different things. Dude, I'm kind of back. I've kind of come full circle back to believing that measuring your net worth in dollars might be better than measuring it in Bitcoin. And why do I say that? Okay. Why do I say that? Because what are we actually, and this is why I believe method of payment for Bitcoin is hugely important, because what are we actually talking about? We're actually talking about the fiat-based bucket of the economy and the Bitcoin-based bucket of the economy. Like everything in the world divided by 21 million, like everything in the world, everyone's salaries, everyone's businesses, everyone's stuff can be absorbed in this bucket. All of it can be absorbed in this bucket, right? And so, oh, you guys are just going to be the new elite, or like, I don't want to buy into your thing to like make this more like wealthy. It's not about buying into this thing. It's about what system do you want to participate in? It's just separate buckets. Like, yes, at the detail level, this bucket is like infinite from a numbers on the screen perspective, and this one is finite from this perspective. But human potential is infinite in both systems. Like human potential is infinite, but when we measure it over here in the fiat bucket, the elites who monitor the like fiat level siphon off value off of everyone. In Bitcoin, the human potential accrues to the entire network, so your units get more purchasing power, right? That's the long answer. Like that's the long answer, and we have to continue to get better and better at like dialing that down even shorter. And so the answer is somewhere in the like, yes, at a detail level, that's how this bucket works. This how this bucket works. You can benefit from that. Like it's just a choice, actually. Like you put it back on the like, art. Is it true that early adopters of technology will have gains by being early adopters of that technology? Absolutely. Like, absolutely. That's completely correct. However, you have a choice on which system do you want your labor to participate in. And it comes down to that, and it comes down to like having to deliver that in the right way for each person who's asking.
I would love to get your thoughts on nation state adoption, where we're going. Obviously now U.S. is in the game. There's Bhutan, there's El Salvador, there's all these things going on. I'm fascinated to, like, what happens when Russia gets on board, it's confirmed, or China. Like, everyone says the trope of Bitcoin's for your enemy, but like, what happens when your enemy actually is in and everyone knows it? Because like that's the thing that's really fascinating. Like, how does the average person act towards that? We've been talking a lot about this nuance in the average person and how they see it and how we're talking to them. Is it number go up that still gets people in? We talked about the fair distribution, all these things. So kind of like putting a bow on all this. Is it, again, right, US dollar price is down since the SBR has been adopted, or the EO, at least here in America. So what drives the average person, the education? Is it what drives the average person to getting in? If it's not nation state adoption, or it's not your enemies getting in, which I don't think it's going to be necessarily, like, what is going to drive people towards Bitcoin, the average person, and that fair distribution of Bitcoin going forward?
This is going to sound funny, but I'm like dead serious. Like, I think it's going to be like better Bitcoin personal finance YouTubers, like better Bitcoin personal finance influencers. Like, you just have to normalize it. You have to and like, that's athletes, like, and like celebrities, but again, celebrities in like a neutral way. Like, and I mean like kind of influencers, like that lifestyle influencers, Graham Stephan, like Andre G, like just like very like people on the internet that talk about personal finance and have influence over the way that like young people and middle-aged people think about finances that live in fat Vegas houses and post on YouTube about personal finance, like normalizing it and having the concept of Bitcoin being better than randomly buying a random basket of cryptos, like getting that through in that place of like, yeah, it's very extremely obvious that if you want to live the American dream and own your own house and be able to like afford childcare and like go to nice restaurants and do all the best stuff, like Bitcoin is a part of that, period. Like, and getting that message into the kind of new cohort of like financial advisors that understand what they're talking about, getting it into kind of the young influential class of the United States.
If you like that clip, then you definitely got to check out this next spicy clip. I think you're really going to like it. Come on, check it out. But if you want the full version, the full interview, then check that out over here. Come on, do it. I'll see you in there.